How's it going, Habibis? Ryu-Ge Dinos is so much fun to play, and a lot of you guys have asked me for a full combo breakdown. Well, look no further, your Habibis got you covered. But before we go into the Ryu-Ge engine, I do want to say you have to be familiar with the original Dino Combos, and I have a video called Everything You Need to Know on How to Play Dinos, and in that video I go over all the bread and butter combos, so be sure you're familiar with that before you watch this video. And then once you are, then you can start adding in this engine that is incredibly synergistic, and it does allow us for a one card combo, which is something that's unheard of for Dinos. And we're gonna go over 3 iterations of that one card combo right here, starting with this Mistva. Now it could also be started with Ryu-Ge Rising to search for the Mistva, does the same thing. I'm also going to assume that you guys know what the cards do, so I'm not gonna read the effects. So be sure you're familiar with the descriptions of the Ryu-Ge cards. Okay. So without further ado, guys, hopefully you guys learned a thing or two. Let's get started. We'll go Mistva here. Mistva is going to search for Warzone, and then Warzone is going to be activating search for Baby Ceratosaurus, sending the Enva to the Banish Zone, and sending the Hakva to the Graveyard. Now, you do this for a specific reason, and I'll go over that in just a minute. It's important to send them in this way. Next thing you're going to do is summon the Baby Ceratosaurus, and then activate Warzone's effect to summon out Anva, Emva, and Hakva, okay? Now, Anva, upon summon, is going to pop the baby, which is the theme of Dinos, right? Baby is going to summon another baby, and then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to Ixie summon into our Cypher X Dragon, okay? Which requires 2 level 10 monsters. So next, after doing that, we are going to Ixie's climb into our Galaxy Eyes Full Armor Photon Dragon. Now this guy, essentially, if you're going first, is just meant for Ixie's climbing, but if you are going second, he does have the effect that you can target a face-up card your opponent controls, destroy it. But we don't need that right now. The next thing we're going to do is Ixie's climb once again into Cypher Blade Dragon. Now, Cypher Blade Dragon can be summoned with a rank 8 Galaxy Eyes Ixie's monster, which is what our Full Armor Photon Dragon is. Or our Galaxy Eyes Full Armor Photon Dragon is. And then he obviously, he can be summoned from a Galaxy Eyes Ixie's monster. So they are all easy to summon that way. Now, Cypher Blade Dragon's effect allows us to pop the baby, which is what we want to do. We're going to summon out Ovi, add Misk to our hand, send the Misk to the graveyard. Now that Misk has been sent from the hand to the graveyard, and Hakva was sent from the deck to the graveyard, our Emva here can be summoned from the graveyard later on using its effect, right? So we send the Misk, and we're going to use its effect to summon out Petite Pterodon, okay? Now we're going to use Ovi's effect to pop the Petite, summon a baby, okay? And then we're going to chain Mistva to that, tributing our Hakva, summoning Mistva, and using Mistva's effect, because this happens all at the same time, to pop both the Photon, the Cypher Blade, and the baby, okay? Now that allows us to set our Worm Winds as well as our Sea Spires. Worm Winds is a must. You could also play Dino Domain. I'm playing Dino Domain just in this test video, but in my actual deck, I'm playing Sea Spires in this test video, but in my actual deck, I'm playing Dino Domain and Worm Winds. Worm Winds is the most important one because it does have this Floodgate effect, obviously, as you guys know, because you're aware of all the card effects, like I said. But Sea Spire has a very good effect to be able to spin a card back to the hand. So anyways, our Petite Pterodon has still got to summon a monster, and our baby that we just sent is also in a different chain going to summon a monster. So we're going to summon out Xenometeorus, and then our baby is going to start a chain to summon out another baby. We're going to use Xenometeorus' effect to pop the baby, summon Frost. Baby's going to summon out Misk, and then we're going to Ixies into Dolka and Lars, and that is not it. That could be it. That could be it. You could end on that board of just these 3 monsters. I know it kind of fast forwarded already. If you want to have these effects active of the spells, you could just end on that board alone. However, if you're only using Worm Winds, because Worm Wind's second effect is not great to make an attack go to 0, that doesn't do much. If you're only using Worm Winds as the Floodgate to, macrocosmos essentially your opponent during their turn, then I would suggest using Emba's effect in the graveyard that we set up summoning it, and then Ixie's summoning into Varudris. Okay, so the replay ended, that's why it says loss. But Ixie's summoning into Varudris, you end on Varudris, Dolka, and Lars. Now let's go into a different variation of this combo. All right, 1-card combo variation number 2. This one may be a crowd favorite. Let me know in the comments below which one of these is your favorite combo, by the way. I'd really like to know. And also let me know if there's anything that you guys can add to these combos, because I feel like there's so much variance that you can have. Anyways, this one I think people are going to like because it does end on our boy UCT. So here we go. I'll point out where things are a little bit different, but for the most part, it's very similar to the last one. Now, what we're going to do is, that is different. It's going to come up in just a second. We're going to pop this. Here we're going to summon out Petit Pterodon, okay? In the previous one, we summoned out another baby. Here we're going to get the Petit Pterodon in play. That's important. I'll tell you why in just a sec. Okay? Same thing. Go into our Cypher Blade X Dragon guy and pop the Petite. Summon out Ovi. Grab Misk. So now our Emva, excuse me, is going to be live out of the graveyard. We're going to use Mist's effect, summon the baby. Pop it using Ovi, summon another baby from the graveyard. And then the baby on the field is going to trigger, but then Mistva is going to trigger as well, popping the baby as well as the field spell. Setting our 2 spells, or placing our 2 spells from the deck. Now we summon out another baby. So that's why we had to go Petite, because we use all 3 babies for this combo. So we use the Petite to summon the Ovi. Petite is banished. Now we're going to use the baby effect in the graveyard to summon out Archosaur. Pop the baby, okay? Summon out Misk. Go into Dolka. Go into UCT. And that is going to end our turn. This is your end board. UCT, Dolka, as well as you have your Mistva here that has these 2 really good effects, to be honest with you. Sea Spires with a spin, and then Wormwinds with the Floodgate, as well as you can make an attack go to 0. It's came up one time for me where it was effective, but it's something. So anyways, that is that combo. It does add UCT to the mix. However, that is my least favorite version of it. This next one is probably the sauciest one. Okay, so this one does take a little bit of variance and changes with the extra deck, but you're going to see it's very similar to the other 2 that we've went over already. So we're going to go fast here. Anva's going to pop the baby, summon the Petit Pterodon, just like the previous one. Summon out Cypher Blade Dragon. Cypher Blade Dragon is going to pop the Petit Pterodon. Okay. Summon out Ovi. Ovi grab Misk. Emva is live in the graveyard now. And something I should have pointed out, we did keep our Anva on the field. That was for good reason. I'll tell you guys in just a minute. Okay, so we kept Anva on the field instead of Hakva like we did in the previous replays. We're going to now summon out the Emva here and summon out the baby. Pop the baby. Okay, summon another baby from the grave. Baby in the graveyard now triggers. Same with Mistva, triggers. Sacrifice the Emva. We're trying to keep this Anva on the field for as long as we can. Pop the baby that we have on the field as well as the field spell. Place our 2 spells. And then summon out another baby. Now from here, we are going to use the baby in the graveyard effect to summon out Arch. Arch is going to pop the baby. Grab the double evolution pill. And then we're going to summon out Kaitop-Terror or Giant Rex, whichever one you're playing. And this is where things get interesting, okay? We are going to go into Varudris using our 2, our Mistva and our Anva. And then we're going to summon out Protector Whelp here, okay? So we summon out Protector Whelp of the Destruction Swordsman using the Kaitop-Terra as well as the the Archosaur. And the only reason we're summoning this is because it's a dragon. This is a dragon, and we don't want to just sitting on the field doing nothing. Let's make use of it. Let's go into Hieratic Seals of the Heavenly Spheres, a great disruption. Next, we're going to go double Evo Pill, summon out UCT, banish the Kaitop-Terra, summon itself, and then go into Dolka. And then we end here on a very spicy board. 2 monster negates with Dolka, an Omni negate with Varudris, as well as a pop, a Book of Moon with UCT, and a spin with our Hieratic Seals. Very powerful board here. I like this one. Let me know which one of these 1-card combos you enjoy the most. Now, we're going to actually give you an extra bonus here. I'm going to go over a 2-card combo that is probably the best 2-card combo dinos can come up with. Let's go over that one real quick. All right, Habibis, so this is the ultimate 2-card combo for dinos, and all it takes is any dino starter, core dino starter, baby, fossil dig, Ovi, Misk. That's 12 cards in your deck, and any card that gets you to Mistva, which is a number of cards. I'll actually, when I go over my deck list for Master Duel, I'll go over some of the cards that you guys can be playing to add Mistva to the hand, and let me tell you right now, there's a lot of them. So doesn't matter what it is. First we'll go Fossil Dig and we'll grab Ovi Raptor, okay? And then we'll grab Ryu-Ge Rise, or activate Ryu-Ge Rising, grab Mistva. Activate Mistva, grab Warzone, and Warzone is going to now activate, and we're gonna grab Misk, send Hawk to the banish, Enva to the graveyard. Doesn't matter in this particular instance how you do it really. And we have our Ovi Misk combo, which you guys are aware of because you've all seen my how to play dino videos. I know you guys have. And you've also liked this video because you appreciate all of the hard work that went into it. So thank you guys. I appreciate it. Thank you. Sincerely. Summon Ovi. Okay. Ovi is now going to search for baby. We're going to activate our Warzone effect, summon out the dino from the deck, and summon out our 2 that were banished in the graveyard. And then we're going to go into Varudris for the 5th summon, Nib protected. We already have Misk, but we summon Varudris because we can. Activate Misk. Misk is now going to summon out Arch. Arch is going to pop the baby. Then we're going to summon out another baby, and it's going to be Petite this time. Now we're going to use Ovi's effect, pop the Petite, summon the baby from the graveyard, and you might be thinking, well, now the Petite isn't going to be able to summon anything. All 5 of your zones are locked. You don't have any space. Mistva is going to chain to that effect, tributing the Enva, popping the baby and the Arch. It's very key that you pop the Arch, placing our 2 spells from the deck, and then that Petite is going to summon out our Xenometeorus, and then the baby that we just popped using Mistva's effect is going to summon out another baby, and it's the combo that you guys all know and love. Pop the baby using Xeno, summon out Frost, summon out Misk, summon out Lars, summon out Dolka, and on UCT just to, you know, make it full circle with the dinos. And here you have this beautiful board of UCT Book of Eclipse. You have, let's get the animation in. UCT Book of Eclipse. You have 2 monster negates and destroys with Dolka, 2 Omni negates with Lars, an Omni negate and a pop with Varudris, and then you also have these 2 effects here. This one being a monster negate, and this one being a floodgate and making the attacks go to 0. So many disruptions, unique disruptions, 0% chance of losing this duel. Unless they hit you with Dark Ruler, then you're probably going to lose. But probably if you pull this combo off, which like I said, very possible, very likely, you're going to win the game. And it's, you know, high consistency with this deck, I must say. Despite all the bricks we play, I am enjoying the deck. I'll show you mine for Master Duel. Alright, so this is the deck that I have been using in Master Duel, and I'll tell you right off the bat, I already do believe that this can be improved. I think I said that in my previous video. However, I have had some success recently with it, so I am confident if you guys use it that you'll have a good time and enjoy it. Some key changes: I did cut Ground Xeno, just because I felt like we had so many starters and so many combos, just the pure Dino combos without the Xeno stuff, as well as the Mistva combos, like the Ryu-Ge stuff. So I felt confident in being able to play without the Ground Xeno package. However, if you want to play it, you can. Potentially a 60 card deck, you could maybe cut the Called By and Cross out and play 3 Ground Xenos. Totally up to you. But yeah, I've had some success with this deck. I do enjoy it. You will see down here the Galaxy Eyes package that we play, the Varudris. This is actually an interesting little piece of tech. It's just basically if you need to inflict 1,000 damage to your opponent to end the game, a little bit of burn damage that you can inflict potentially for game. Might come up a time or two, but this is otherwise a pretty free extra deck spot. You can put whatever you want there, Typhon or something. And then last thing I want to talk about, I did say there are so many ways to get to Mistva. You can use Melody of Awakening Dragon, which is my preferred one because it does allow you to search for Anva and Mistva. And something I didn't mention in the combo video, which I hope it helped you guys. And if it did, hit the thumbs up button for me, okay? That's the like button. Go ahead and do that. Thank you so much. You can use Anva's effect to basically negate Ash or anything that's chained to Mistva. So if you are able to resolve Melody or just open Anva and Mistva, and you pendulum summon Anva, not pendulum, you put Anva in the pendulum scale, and you activate Mistva's effect, and they try to Ash it, Anva negates it, they wasted their Ash. So Anva's a really good card here, and being able to grab it off of Melody is really good. You can also use Foolish Burial Goods. Which one is it? This one. Extra Foolish Burial to pay half your life points, send a monster from the extra deck. That monster would have to be Herald of the Arc Light. And then Herald of the Arc Light would search for Mistva. That's an option. You could also play Ritual Sanctuary. Ritual Sanctuary, discard a spell, add a light ritual. That would be Mistva. So the possibilities are endless. On top of that, you have the 3 copies, then you have the Rising. So tons of ways to get to Mistva here. Something I think I've been experimenting with also is 1 to 2 war zones. I think 2 is a good number, but I cut it to 1, seeing how I like that. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think about these combos. Do you like them? What's your favorite one? And also, what combos have you came up with for the Ryu-Ge Dino engine? Because I feel like it has so much that it can accomplish. And I really think that we can discover new things to really up the ceiling for dinos. So let me know if you like the video, sub to the channel, and I'll see you guys later. Hey, Dino DNA, Habibis, peace and love.